When the place came up for outreach, you know, it was a godsend for him, really. Recently, it's been given a bit of bad press. Like, you know, there was statements made that, you know, it was looked on as a sort of a borstal for kids. I find it very hard to agree with any of them statements because it caters for their needs. You know, not everyone goes to school. You know, it doesn't mean that if you don't go to school, you're not going to get anywhere in life. I don't think, honestly, there was much badness in him. I think he didn't know when to draw the line.
I was very cheeky. Very cheeky.
Everyone else will be messing and everyone else, but at the same time, they're still getting their work done. Anthony wasn't grasping that side of things, and it just kicked into one big mess for him then.
And I was always messing on getting suspended from school and getting detention and all.
Nearly 2 years on now, do you see where they were coming from that point of view?
Yeah.
Do you see from it, if that was in a outreach situation, you wouldn't be it wouldn't have continued on?
Yeah, I know for a fact you would have been in a lot of trouble in outreach if you had been messing like that as well.
Then he gets the chance to repay all the years of hard work that was put in for him. And I'm sure there's plenty more that you put into him.
How was it a babysit when you asked me? The buzz you got from the first drop off and then the terror and thrill of the sharp edge that came next. It was simply the best run ever and the most dangerous.
Right, you know what a quarry is?
It's like where they get stones out of, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. I think that book's too easy for you. What do you think? You seem to be doing really well on that compared to the last time we did this with you. You're getting much better.
I don't mind.
Do you think we should see, can we find a harder book? A bit harder?
Yeah.
Challenge the brain a bit more?
Try this.
Okay, try that. We knew the minute we did the literacy assessment with him that Anthony had literacy problems. And we kind of said to Anthony, look, I know what the problem is with you. You know, why are you behaving the way you behave at school? You don't need to behave like that. So he came in and we started working literacy, and his whole attitude changed because of the fact he's not getting in trouble anymore. Okay, a little bit here and there he gets into trouble, but nothing like he was in the school. Absolutely nothing.
My mates would text me and all, and, you know, I'd know who it was from, so I'd just ring them instead, you know, because I wouldn't be able to read some of it, you know what I mean? I learned, you know, text language, whatever they call it, you know, like half-written words and all. That was handy, you know what I mean? But now when I'm texting, I have to text full words, otherwise I forget them. I can learn it that way, you know?
How do you think you're getting on? Because I see big improvement there. What do you think about that?
I see improvement too. Doing better every day.
And how do you feel now since you're starting to read and write much better?
Better myself, because I don't even, like, I really, like, oh yeah, fair enough, I have my days in here, but...
Oh, we know about your days in here. Oh, we do, all right, yeah.
But, you know what I mean, I don't mess as much as I ever did now. Oh yeah, you wouldn't actually, yeah.
We just sailed right back.
Yeah, well, you know I'll end up by Monday needing all my outreach money, but then at least I'll have money for the whole week.
Outreach rang me there at summer to say that he'd done exams. And she goes, there's nothing wrong. And around they said to me, no, we just want to ring and tell you you've done very well. And I was shocked, like, to get a phone call, you've done very well. Like, normally the phone calls come in and say, we need to see you in school. So I rang him back and I said, Anthony, I believe you've done very well in school today, and I'm really delighted for you and proud of you. You know, it's just great.
When you say, I can't do this, what does it do?
It makes me think like that I can't do it.
Okay.
And it makes me give up, because I actually gave up, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said I can't do it.
And then we added something very small, a very small, powerful word at the end of that.
Yeah.
And what was it?
It was... It.
Excellent. Stick that in the end of that. What happens when you put that there? When you make that sentence into that, read that sentence.
I can't do this shit, but it makes sure you will get around to it. Eventually you will.
Yeah.
You won't give up.
You were surprised though, weren't you?
Yeah, I
You were
was.
saying, that little word, how it changes everything.
Yeah.
And it does change, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Well, because Julie's a member of the travelling community,
because culturally they get married young. Julie's getting married very soon. My biggest fear is that Julie will stop coming. And typically the girls, when they leave, if they've got married, they haven't come back to us. How do you feel when you look at that and you see your work now? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, proud, like.
Do you?
Yeah. And like, I'm happy as well because you're here, like, and you learnt me an awful lot. You wouldn't stop because you knew there was something, you knew that I could learn, and you knew I was stronger, like, and you can. Julie, like, you had faith in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had faith.
You have to stop because I'll start crying.
We don't become little angels overnight in here, far from it. You know, we do have trouble with them all the time. We have a counsellor that comes in. If we feel something is happening in their lives, we try to find out what's happening that's made them, because the majority of the kids in here really are good kids. But every so often, they go a little off the wall and you know there's something wrong.
I felt like no one I was asked to read out in a class and all, like, I'd be afraid like the whole class would laugh or something. I just didn't like reading at all. But in here it's alright because most of us in here are the same, like, left school for the same reasons. And we're all here now learning again. Hell of a nice fella. My dad was on drugs and wherever, my mum and my dad weren't together. And I lived with my man and I wasn't seeing my dad. And when I did see him, it wasn't nice seeing him, but now he's clean and like, I've loads of respect for him.
My path in life would have went down a kind of bit of rocky road, so I'd have been worried about that, you know, whether she was going to take that route. How our relationship has changed, I suppose, probably has something got to do with my lifestyle change as well, because my lifestyle change over the last 10 years would have been in a positive way, as it previously been very negative, and would have took me over life for quite a bit. Even without asking, sometimes she would say how her week has gone in outreach. You know, she'd say what she's doing. It's almost like she has a sense of pride in the stuff that she's actually doing there, as opposed to when she was in school. She hated anything talking about school.
The day of Julie's wedding has arrived. With the ceremony taking place in Coolock, her classmates and tutors have made their way to the church.
What's that, Graham?
A very sacred moment in time for them. They become closer to each other and closer to God in the celebration of their love and joy together. Christopher,
She's telling me she's determined that she will come back. She wants to continue her education. She sees how much she has improved and she wants to continue with that.
and in health.
My fear is that it'll be difficult for her once she gets married. I'm hoping that she has the confidence that she will continue it and that her new husband will support her in that. When she has the support from her family and her husband, she'll definitely come because she wants to do it herself. And certainly I'll be chasing her up and making sure that knows she's welcome to come back and encouraging her to come back.
Julia and Christopher and I, husband and wife, let's hear it for them, please. Come on, let's hear it for them.
It's not a case of taking somebody on a NALA program or a Youth Reach program and sending them there for 6 or 8 months. And then when they go, it's like flying solo after one flying lesson, you know, but I don't know how to land. So we need mechanisms that are there to provide support to people until they get on their feet and get it back into society. And we're terrible at that as a society. We don't do that. And I have to say that were it not for the efforts being put in by programs like Youth Reach and others, there'd be very little else being done, because certainly in our experience in the Vincent de Paul, there's not that much more happening.
What kind of words do you think of?
Homeless.
They definitely are very nurtured here, and they don't. You're not going to get that outside of here. I think perhaps we do. It is something that we need to look at, is having a different path to progression, maybe to kind of ease back on the supports a little bit and to encourage them to stand up for themselves and to be able to stand alone. Sometimes I do wonder, do we support them too much? You know, are we spoon feeding them a little bit too much? And it is something that we are going to look at.
Now under the feelings figured. Somebody else has to be there.
I need to throw everything in that gaff out and leave it.
Not throw everything out. I scrub everything out.
If you would like to improve your reading and writing and receive a free learning pack, call the National Adult Literacy Agency on free phone 1800 20 20 65. That's 1800 20 20 65. Or free text LEARN to 50050.